The Channels of Student Activism, How the Left and Right Are Winning and Losing in Campus Politics Today. By Amy J. Binder and Jeffrey L. Kidder. Published by the University of Chicago Press. Chapter 1. The Channels of Student Activism. We met Georgia at the University of Colorado Boulder, CU, in 2018. Georgia goes by the gender-neutral pronouns they, them, their. On the day of our interview, Georgia had on a colorful kerchief tied into a front-facing bun. Everything else was black sneakers, a black high-waisted miniskirt, and a black crop top worn off the shoulder. The ensemble had a 90s grunge rock vibe to it. As we talked, Georgia showed themselves to be exuberant, self-aware, and very funny. Their major was a mind-bending mix of environmental studies, integrated physiology, and history. They discussed their plans to start a college radio show called Woke in the Morning, a show directly tailored to calling out people on their bullshit and having some fun with it. We had contacted Georgia because they were a leader of CU's Black Student Association, BSA. During our conversation, we also learned that they were involved with UMA's Mexa, a Latinx club on campus, the Middle Eastern Student Association, and the Muslim Student Association. Their ties to these clubs arose out of friendships Georgia had formed through their activism on campus. As Georgia explained, I'm for people having rights and being appreciated, and having a civil society where we share funds and resources, instead of just being crazy capitalists making a profit off of people's bodies and labor. To this end, Georgia and the clubs they associated with had protested CU purchasing furniture made by prisoners because it is a form of slave labor. These clubs also held actions at the school to raise awareness about minority students' sense of marginalization, like chalking the words "white silence is violence" across campus and chanting that slogan from the bleachers during a university basketball game. Georgia had run into a few right-leaning clubs at their school, most notably Turning Point USA. Turning Point is a national organization, with chapters in hundreds of high schools and colleges, promoting a populist vision of conservatism. Its members tend to be unwavering Trump supporters. Walking through campus one day, Georgia told us they were lured in by some of the group's literature, without realizing who was distributing it, because that's how they get you. Once Georgia figured out it was Turning Point, Georgia started to leave, but someone staffing the table tried to talk to them. Georgia's response was deadpan and rhetorical. Well, is it going to be productive? Georgia was certain the answer was no, and so Georgia kept walking. When BSA, UMA's Mexa, and several other clubs brought the former Black Panther Bobby Seale to CU, Georgia recounted, there was a weird little counter-protest of losers from Turning Point USA. When asked what exactly the club was protesting about Seale, Georgia dismissed the question.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?